You have been carrying this question longer than you admit. If you keep going like this, what will become of you? Dear heart, you have been pushing through tiredness and calling it strength. You have been swallowing disappointment, staying quiet, telling yourself it is fine, while something inside you has been asking for a kinder way. At night your mind keeps circling. What if nothing changes? What if all this effort only leads to more waiting, more confusion, more empty hands? Beloved, you are not weak for feeling worn down. You are not failing because your heart has grown heavy under the weight of trying. You have been standing in a long season of strain. Part of you wants to keep pressing on the same way you always have, because at least it feels familiar. And part of you already knows you cannot keep living against the quiet truth I have been placing within you. Precious one, this is what will happen if you continue in the direction of peace, in the path of honesty, in the slow turning of your heart toward what is life-giving. You will become steadier, not all at once, not in a dramatic flash, not by force, but little by little, the noise within you will begin to lose its power. The thoughts that have been chasing each other in tight circles will begin to slow. The fear that says, if I stop, everything will fall apart, will no longer rule you the way it once did. My dear one, there is a difference between endurance and self-abandonment. There is a difference between faithfulness and living with clenched hands. There is a difference between staying open and staying available to what keeps draining your spirit. You have confused these things before, and I do not shame you for that. You learned to survive by overlooking your own ache. You learned to keep showing up even when your soul felt thin. You learned to call exhaustion normal because you did not know how else to keep going. Loved one, I have watched you try to hold together what was already fraying. I have watched you replay conversations, second-guess decisions, measure your worth by how much you can carry. And each time, I have been near, not with accusation, but with tenderness. Because I know you are not trying to rebel. You are trying to be safe. You are trying to avoid regret. You are trying to make sure you do not lose what matters to you. Sweet soul, hear me gently. If you continue to return to what restores you, to tell the truth to yourself, to honor the quiet warnings in your spirit, your life will begin to change from the inside out. The first thing that will happen is that your inner world will become more honest. You will stop calling misery by prettier names. You will stop excusing what keeps wounding you. You will stop pretending you do not feel what you feel. And this honesty will not make you harsher. It will make you freer. Because truth, when held in love, does not crush you. It gives you somewhere real to stand. My child, so much of your weariness has come from standing in places that never held your full weight. You kept hoping that if you adjusted yourself enough, if you asked for less, if you became easier, smaller, quieter, then things would finally settle. But peace was never meant to come from shrinking who you are. Peace was never meant to be purchased by betraying your own heart. You do not have to disappear to keep connection. You do not have to bleed quietly to prove you are good. Beloved, if you continue in the small acts of courage you have already begun, you will notice that your soul starts coming back to you. Your laughter will not feel so far away. Your body will not stay braced for every possible disappointment. Your mornings will not always begin with that same heavy drop in your chest. You will start noticing simple things again. A clear thought, a steady appetite, a moment of ease that does not have to be explained, a little desire returning to your life. This is not trivial. This is healing taking root quietly. Dear heart, I know you have wondered whether choosing what is healthy will cost you too much. You have thought, what if I disappoint someone? What if I make the wrong turn? What if I leave behind the only version of life I know? These are not foolish questions. They come from a tired heart that has had to be careful for a long time. But listen closely. If you continue to follow what is steady and true, you will not become lost. You will become clearer. Clarity often arrives softly. It does not always shout. Sometimes it enters like the first pale light of sunrise, touching the edges before the whole room is bright. That is how I often work with you, not by overwhelming you, but by gently making visible what was hidden in the dark. Precious one, you keep asking for the whole map. I keep offering the next faithful step. You keep wanting certainty before movement. Yet much of your peace will meet you after you stop arguing with what you already know. There are things your heart has recognized for some time now. The conversation that leaves you emptied. The pattern that keeps repeating. The place where you keep overgiving and undernourishing yourself. The burden you were never meant to carry alone. If you continue to turn toward wisdom instead of urgency, you will begin to notice which weight is yours and which is not, and that distinction will save your strength. My dear one, you have been afraid that slowing down means falling behind, but there are roads that only exhaust you because they were never meant for you. There are doors that remain closed not to punish you, but to protect you from entering rooms where your spirit would wither. You have taken some closed places as personal rejection. You have thought, if I were better, more disciplined, more lovable, this would open. No, dear one. Some things stay shut because I am sparing you from a future that would ask you to trade your peace for approval. If you continue to honor that protection, you will stop pounding on doors that do not lead to life. You will save years of ache. You will keep more of yourself. And in time you will recognize that what did not open for you was not always a loss. Loved one, another thing will happen. Your relationships will begin to change. Some people will feel the difference in you before you know how to explain it. They will notice that you are no longer as easy to pressure, that your kindness still remains but it is no longer tangled with constant self-erasure, that your yes has become more sincere, that your no has become more peaceful. This may unsettle those who benefited from your confusion. Do not be alarmed. When your inner life grows healthier, what depended on your exhaustion cannot remain comfortable. This does not mean you are becoming hard. It means you are becoming whole. Sweet soul, wholeness is not loud. It does not need to perform. It does not need to win every argument or explain itself to everyone. It is quiet. It is rooted. It is able to stay warm without being consumed. Like a candle that no longer flickers wildly at every passing draft, you will begin to hold a steadier flame within. Not because life becomes easy, but because you are no longer giving every outside wind permission to define you. My child, if you continue, your discernment will deepen. You will sense more quickly when something is off. You will recognize the difference between guilt and guidance. One presses on you until you feel small. The other calls you forward with clean conviction and room to breathe. One leaves you tangled, ashamed and frantic. The other may challenge you, but it also leaves dignity intact. This matters, because for too long you have listened to every accusing voice as if it carried truth. You have assumed that if something hurts it must be holy, that if something drains you, it must be necessary, that if you are tired enough you must be doing life correctly. Beloved, that is not wisdom. Pain may visit, yes. Effort has its place, yes. But constant depletion is not the measure of your value. I did not make you to live as a machine with a soul hidden somewhere inside. I made you tender and strong, thoughtful and alive, capable of love and also in need of it. If you continue to care for the life within you, you will stop relating to yourself as a problem to manage. You will begin relating to yourself as someone worthy of gentleness. Dear heart, this shift may feel unfamiliar at first. You may reach for old habits again. You may over-explain. You may return to anxious striving for a day or a week and wonder if you have undone everything. You will not have undone it. Growth is rarely a straight line. Healing often circles back to show you what no longer fits. So when old patterns knock, do not panic. Notice them. Name them kindly. Then choose again. That simple returning is stronger than you know. Precious one, if you continue, your hope will become more durable. Not fragile hope that collapses the moment life disappoints you, not borrowed hope that depends on perfect circumstances. I am speaking of something quieter, a settled confidence that even here, even now, your life is not abandoned, that what is good can still grow in hard ground, that what has been delayed has not always been denied, that your story is not sealed by the chapter you are currently living. This kind of hope does not make you naive, it makes you resilient. It teaches your heart to remain open without becoming defenseless. My dear one, there will also be grief. I will not hide that from you. If you continue toward what is true, you will grieve what you tolerated too long. You will grieve the years spent doubting yourself. You will grieve the version of you that learned to survive by becoming so accommodating that your own needs felt inconvenient. This sorrow is not a setback. It is part of release. It is the ache of circulation returning to places that went numb. So if tears come, do not assume something is wrong. Sometimes tears are the sole way of thawing safely. Sometimes they are proof that life is returning. Loved one, as this unfolds, you will notice that your prayers become simpler, less performing, less bargaining, less trying to say the perfect thing. You will speak more plainly. You will bring me what is real, your anger, your fatigue, your confusion, your desire, your gratitude when it rises. And in this honesty, you will find that closeness with me was never built on polished words. It was built on openness. I can do much with an honest heart. Sweet soul, if you continue to come back to what steadies you, you will become less afraid of your own future. Right now, the days ahead sometimes look to you like a hallway with too many unknowns. You stand there imagining every door could hide more pain, more failure, more loneliness. But the future is not a trap laid out against you. It is a place where I am already present. When you arrive there, you will not arrive alone, and you will not arrive without the wisdom this season has been growing in you. That is important to remember. You are not merely waiting for life to change. You are being shaped for the life that is coming. My child, what will happen if you continue? You will become harder to deceive, harder to manipulate, harder to pull away from your own center. You will begin to recognize peace not as weakness, but as strength under grace. You will choose more carefully what gets your time, your thought, your tenderness. And this selectiveness will not make your heart cold. It will make your love cleaner, more honest, less frantic, more like a river that knows its banks, not scattered everywhere, not lost in every direction, but moving with purpose toward what is good. Beloved, you have feared that if you stop overextending you will become selfish. But there is a holy difference between selfishness and healthy boundaries. One withholds love out of indifference. The other protects love so it can remain sincere. You are learning that difference now, and if you continue, you will no longer feel guilty for needing rest, for needing clarity, for needing space to hear your own heart again. Dear heart, I do not rush you. I am not standing over you with disappointment. I am not counting your stumbles with a cold hand. I am patient with your becoming. I understand the places where you hesitate. I understand why trust has felt difficult. I understand why you sometimes brace yourself even in moments of goodness, as if joy might be taken the moment you relax. Come out of that strain little by little. You do not need to force ease. You only need to stop treating peace like a stranger. Precious one, the life opening before you may be quieter than the one you once imagined. Less applause, less proving, less exhausting pursuit of being enough for everyone. But it will carry more truth, more steadiness, more space for delight, more room for your real self to live without constant apology. And that life, though quieter, will be fuller. My dear one, keep going in the direction that softens your spirit without making you smaller. Keep honoring what brings clarity instead of confusion. Keep noticing what leaves you more whole, more honest, more at rest. These are not small things. These are guideposts. These are mercies. These are ways I care for you without noise. Loved one, there will be days when you cannot tell whether anything is changing. On those days, do not measure your progress only by emotion. Look also for the subtle evidence. the pause before an old reaction, the courage to say less, the wisdom to leave one burden where it belongs, the moment you choose tenderness instead of self-contempt. This is growth. This is movement. This is how new life often begins to show itself. Sweet soul, I want you to know that I delight in every small turning toward wholeness. I delight in your honesty. I delight in your desire to live in a way that does not abandon the person I formed you to be. Even now in your unfinished state, you are deeply loved. Not once you have perfected this. Not once you never struggle again. Now, here, in this very moment. Beloved, rest in this. If you continue toward what is true, toward what is peaceful, toward what is quietly alive, you will not lose yourself. You will find that much of what frightened you was built from old pain, not present reality. You will find that your heart can become a safer place to live. You will find that I have been guiding you more gently and more faithfully than you knew. And when the night feels long again, as some nights will, do not be ashamed to come close. Lean into the stillness. Set down what you can for now. I am with you in this slow becoming. My child, the way ahead does not need all your strength tonight. Only your willingness to remain near what is real, what is kind, what is quietly true. That is enough for now. So rest, dear heart. The pressure can ease. The inner noise can settle. You do not have to solve tomorrow before sleep finds you. I remain here, gentle and watchful, while your spirit grows quiet. Amen. My dear family, every message shared here is prepared with prayer and devotion. We continue this work with gratitude and faith. If you feel led to stand with this ministry, the support link is provided in the description and in the comment box below. May the Lord guide and bless you.